Good evening from Wichita, Kansas. North Rock Lanes, host of the PWBA Wichita Open. We are just finishing up our final shots of practice to get started with our stepladder finals here at North Rock Lanes. I'm Lucas Wiseman of Bull TV. Thank you for joining us this evening. Our guest for this stepladder finals is Team USA member Brittany Hamilton.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening, Brittany.
Good evening.
It's been a tricky pattern this week, 38-foot pattern that closely resembles Atlanta, as we take a look at Kelly there tripping out that 4-pin.
And then we're going to get rolling here.
As we are ready to get started here after a few final shots of practice. Our opening match is Shannon Sellens, an amateur from New York, taking on Kelly Kulick, one of the top bowlers on our PWBA tour. Kelly taking her final shots of practice here. The winner of this match will take on number 2 seed Diana Zavjalova, and the number 1 seed waiting in the wings and already seeded into the championship match is last week's runner-up Stefanie Johnson. So we are just about set to go here. So we take a look. We've got a nice crowd here at North Rock Lanes this evening, ready to get started with our stepladder finals. And Brittany, a 38-foot pattern closely resembling Atlanta. It played pretty tricky, didn't it?
Yeah, it definitely did. It's tricky with those medium patterns because they can be played just about anywhere on the lane. I think you'll see that in the show today. Some people playing a little further left and a couple people playing a little further right. With multiple angles to the pocket, it can make it a little tricky to decide where to go.
So it looks like we're ready to get started.
Here we go. How about a great round of applause for our opening match, and this is your stepladder finals of the PWBA Wichita Open. Good luck, bowlers.
So Shannon Sellens will start the match on the left lane. Kelly Kulick had the option there of starting lane.
Kelly deciding to make Shannon finish the match.
Got a nice crowd here inside North Rock Lanes that has gathered to watch the competition this evening. And Shannon going to take her time as we wait for the score monitors to get set. Kelly's ready to get going. Kelly talking to the crowd best she can to stay loose. And here we go. Shannon Sellens starting us off. First frame. She kicks it off with a strike, and Shannon was the last player to make it into the match play field.
Shannon throwing a clutch strike in the 10th frame to clinch that final spot into the show.
So a couple of strikes for each player. Kelly certainly has been in this position many times, bowling in the stepladder finals. Not sure about Shannon Sellens.
Yeah, Shannon's from the New York City area. Definitely a new name out here on the PWBA tour, but she's the New York State Queens champion, 2-time champion actually.
Second frame, 1-game match, just like you'd see on TV, stepladder finals. Kelly with a light hit that carries for the early double. Well, we've seen the players being able to play kind of all over the lane this week. No real defined area for success.
Definitely.
Nobody able to replicate the look that Stefanie Johnson has had this week.
People have tried to play out there where Stefanie's been all day today, and it just has not been successful for as many as it was for her.
And Shannon with her first non-strike of the match, and she leaves the 10-pin. She's down by 10 early on here with the spare. Covers it up nicely. Once again, the winner of this match will bowl against Diana Zavjalova in the semifinal. And the winner of that match will bowl our top seed, Stefanie Johnson, for the title. You can see the nice crowd here, including a lot of the Wichita State supporters showing up.
I think they had their camp this week and they brought all the girls over.
Great shot by Sellens. If she's nervous, she's not really showing it at all.
Not showing it.
She's throwing the ball great early on here.
Yeah, she's been bowling very good this weekend. It's probably the best I've seen Shannon throw the ball since I've known her. Bowling really, really well.
Kelly Kulick averaging 220.11 in the tournament with 8 and 8 in round robin match play today. And that is a powerful start to this match. The front three for Kulick, and she has a 20-pin lead.
Definitely out for vengeance this week. She didn't make the cut last week, and I think that really bothered her. Came back out and making this step ladder. She's definitely going to put everything she has out there.
Kelly finishing at plus 803. Finished just 14 pins behind Diana in the end there. Here's Kulick trying to keep it perfect. Fourth frame. Ball reaction looking fantastic.
That's a very good look right now.
What a look for Kelly Kulick early on.
That's going to be hard to beat.
Certainly putting the pressure on Shannon early in this match.
Pretty good.
A little light.
Yeah.
Doesn't get anything to take out the 2, so she will be down by a pretty hefty margin here. As we take a look, you can see the scoreboard bottom of your screen there.
Ball's just not reacting on the back like Kelly's is.
Already a 30-pin deficit for Sellens as we close out the fourth frame. So strike spare. The left lane has been the lane she's struck on every time.
Shannon was using a different ball in her practice shots. I'm not sure what made her decide to change. Interesting to see if she'll go back to that ball or not.
Well, the light hit doesn't go, and in fact, it leaves a 5-7 split. 5-pin was rolling around a little bit, but stays up. And kind of a bad break there.
Yeah. Not what you want to see when your opponent has 4 strikes on the board.
The way that this match has started out, Kelly Kulick looking pretty tough. Let's see if Shannon can give a run here at this split. Needs it to hook a little bit. Oh. Cuts it thin.
Tough break there.
So an open frame. Crank up our audio a little bit. And as Kelly steps up. Oh, look at that 10-pin go for the front 5 for Kelly.
When you got it, you got it.
want to certainly say thank you to all of our product registered companies here for the PWBA Tour this season. Major ones: 900 Global, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Hammer, Rotogrip, and Storm. So watch Kelly go for the front 6. Not this time. Goes high, leaves the 6-pin. Run comes to an end, but a big lead for Kelly Kulick.
Yes. Good
She is
break on the 9 there.
Up more than 50 here after 5.5 frames. Kelly looking to clean it up. Her first spare attempt of the match is successful. And so Shannon Sellens has a long road back if she wants to win this match. She can strike out for 237, and that is probably what she's going to have to do to give herself a chance.
Gonna need all of those. Just can't figure this right lane out.
2-4, 8-10 split. Big trouble here for Sellens as it is slipping away from her in this match. It's again the winner to take on Diana Zavjalova next. Stefanie Johnson waiting as the top seed. It's a makeable split. We've seen it made today. Just got to hook it across and slide it over.
Ooh.
Needed to hook a little more. You got to get that.
Almost got a lucky break there.
Yeah, you got to get that 2-pin sliding across into the
Yeah.
into the 10 to make it.
Seen a few people make it this week, actually.
Yeah, you can get enough angle, and get it to slide over and convert that thing. But it's another open frame, as we will take a look at our scoreboard shot. Back-to-back splits for opens for Sellens, and she's in deep trouble. Down more than 60 pins with 4 frames to go. Quite hasn't been able to get the same look that Kelly's had.
Definitely not. Just can't get the ball to go through the pins the right way.
Well, Shannon, like we said, came in as the number 16 player after qualifying, sneaking in by a pin. And she went 9 and 7 in her matches, which was huge to be able to pick up that many bonus pins.
Yeah, she made a big jump today.
And she had a really huge block this morning. Had 18-12, went 5 and 3 in the first 8 games this morning.
It really shows you, anything can happen. Making that cut, it's a whole new day. Lots of games. It's a huge jump.
And Kelly Kulick, like we said, 8 and 8 in match play today. Boy, the pin, her ball just goes through the pins with so much power, doesn't it?
Those pins don't stand a chance. Kelly had a really huge block this morning also, 1875.
Yeah, that helped her move up the standings quite a bit as
Yeah.
well. When you look at the match play standings after the 28 games, really the 3 players at the top really kind of dominated this week,
They did,
with
yeah.
Stefanie dominating even more. I mean, Stefanie led the tournament by 360 pins, which is pretty tough to do. Kelly looking for back-to-back strikes here.
Oof.
Well, if her ball reaction can hold up.
Yeah, she's giving herself a little bit of room out there too, and that ball reaction is really good right now.
I think we can expect that Diana will probably play a pretty similar part of the lane.
Yep.
And Stefanie will be nowhere close.
No, nowhere close.
Not even in the same zip code as where Kelly is playing right now.
Which I think really played to the advantage for Stefanie this week, or well today, during match play. Not a lot of people were out there. She kind of had it to herself. So we'll see how that plays when she comes over here.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of traffic where Stefanie's been playing.
No.
That I think that helped her pair to pair to be able to not have to deal with as much transition as the other players dealt with.
Yeah, I think she had a string today of 4 or 5 games in a row over 240. That was almost unheard of. so far this whole summer.
Yeah, and the pattern was not that easy this week. And Stefanie made it look pretty easy. In qualifying, Stefanie was a 217 average for the 12 games. She increased her average to 227 today in match play. That just tells you how well she bowled in match play.
Yeah.
She was pretty consistent. Steph won 1870 and then 1874.
Not bad scores there.
It's pretty tough. But we'll see Stefanie in a little bit. She'll be coming up in our championship match, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
Should be a good one.
And regardless of who Steph has to face, either it's Kelly or Diana, it's going to be pretty interesting. Our semifinal is going to be pretty interesting as well.
Definitely.
We did get some information today, some results from the Pan American Games in Toronto, where congratulations to Shannon of Team USA, who defeated Almiguera for the gold medal in the singles event, 223 to 212.
It's very exciting.
Liz Johnson and Rocio Restrepo shared the bronze medal. Kelly with a kind of a weak 10 there. In the men's finals, Marcelo Schwartz of Brazil defeated Amuleto Monticelli for the title 201-189. So congratulations to Marcelo.
Yes.
And Devin Bidwell and Dan McClelland, they earned bronze medals in the singles event. We'll have a recap for you on bowl.com of the Team USA performance at
Good
the
day
Pan
for
American
Team
Games.
USA, yeah. Oh, no.
Kelly misses it, but
Doesn't much matter.
doesn't really matter.
It's not something you see from Kelly too often.
And you wonder if, with the match in hand, if Kelly might, just look around a little bit here. Maybe she's just kind of tweak things and change balls potentially. I don't know. She has the opportunity to pretty much do what she wants in this frame because she won't get any practice on this pair before the next match.
Right. It doesn't look like she's gonna.
She may be comfortable with what she's doing already.
See if she can open it up a little bit more. Kind of seeing just how much room she has out there.
Diana's waiting and anxious to get on the lanes, it looks like. As we wrap up our opening match of the Stepladder.
As you mentioned, Diana will probably be playing a very similar line as Kelly, and it'll be interesting to see how the lanes break down now and what that does to Kelly's look in this next match. Here comes that ball change you were talking about.
Might as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose here.
Absolutely.
It's basically a free shot. Looks like Shannon asked if Kelly if she could just go ahead and close it out. Kelly said, yeah, go ahead. Kelly's fanning herself. A little warm. It's very hot outside. It was 100 degrees today.
And that humidity is...
It's harsh outside for sure. It's a good day to watch bowling inside, that's
Definitely.
for sure. As we close out our first match, a great week for Shannon Sellens. Congratulations to her on making the show.
Great bowling to Shannon this week.
Fourth place finish. Kelly Kulick closes it out with 246. And Shannon Sellens just finishing out her total here. So 246 for Kelly Kulick. Sellens with her final shot of the game. Strikes. Nice week for her. 172. She won't be too thrilled with the performance in the Stepladder, but
nothing to hang her head about, that's for sure.
With Kelly's ball reaction, it was going to be pretty tough to top Kelly, it looked like, in that match.
Definitely.
So we'll have a few minutes of practice here. as Diana will come on the lanes. I think she'll get 6 balls, something like that.
I think he announced 3 shots on each lane.
Yeah, so 6 total shots, and then we will get started with our semifinal. We've got a lot of events coming up on the PWBA Tour this summer. You can visit pwbatour.com to find all of the information. If you click on tournaments, you can find the list of events and where we're going to be stopping throughout this summer. We are heading towards the U.S. Women's Open, which will be in New Jersey.
Yes.
Registration is open for the Bullmore AMF U.S. Women's Open, with 3 days of guaranteed bowling before the first cut and more than $150,000 in the estimated prize fund, and it's an event that you don't want to miss. And I know Brittany will be there.
I will.
Bowl next to the biggest names in women's bowling and take the challenge to win the green jacket. The storied tournament starts August 31st at Brunswick Zone Carolier in North Brunswick, New Jersey. Register today at bowl.com/US Open. You can register not only for the Bullmore AMF US Women's Open on that page, but also for the men's version of the event.
Right.
Also open to women. So
Yes.
it is a true U.S. Open. And that's going to be in November in Garland, Texas, near the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So bowl.com/US Open if you're interested in entering those events. And don't forget to join us on Bowl TV this coming week. We'll have live coverage of the USBC Senior Masters, a major on the PBA 50 Tour. That'll be on Bowl TV, youtube.com/Bowl TV. Starting on Tuesday with qualifying, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday qualifying match play, Friday, Saturday, Stepladder finals on Sunday on Bowl TV at noon Eastern Time.
Will you be doing the live streaming for that as well?
I will be heading out to the Senior Masters on Thursday, and I'll be there for the match play and the Stepladder. Matt Cannizzaro will be getting the stream up and running for qualifying.
It's a busy summer for you as well.
It is. Busy summer for everybody here. If you're a bowling fan, it doesn't get much better than this summer. And obviously, if you subscribe to Extra Frame, you already know that a lot of great content this summer on Extra Frame. And make sure you tell your friends that they should subscribe as well. If you're watching the recorded version of this broadcast on our Bowl TV channel, it's pretty easy to subscribe to Extra Frame. Just go to extraframe.tv and you can sign up. It's not that expensive, just a handful of dollars a month. And just skip Starbucks once a month and you got enough to cover it, basically.
There you go.
And you got a lot of great content, including Stepladder finals like this that you can watch live.
Yeah, lots of stuff to watch this summer. With the women's tour back, it's an exciting time to get some fans out there watching us bowl. Lots of events.
And you can see Diana working with her ball rep, Rob Gottschall, former Team USA member. Helping her out with surface adjustments and lane play. I know you work with Rob a lot.
Yep. Rob's been great this summer. It's been a lot of help to all of us EBI team members out here. And all the reps are great. You know, they're helping all the players. And
how important is it to have that extra set of eyes out there?
you know, when you're lost and you just don't know what to do, it's just nice to have that person behind you to bounce some ideas off of. And, you know, it's just really helpful to have, you know, for myself, Rob out here on tour. You know, he really pays attention to everybody's games and, you know, gives you some insight and helps you out when you're lost, and even when you're bowling well, keeps you going. So it's so important to have those extra set of eyes.
It's nice to have somebody to just talk about what's going on as well, so you don't have to doubt your own decisions.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times ball reps are there for more reinforcement than anything.
Right.
Because you're the one throwing the ball, but sometimes it's hard to see the motion of the ball when you're throwing it, and it's easier to see it from back here. So they're certainly talking a lot of strategy, trying to get Diana matched up to get a look that is better than what Kelly had, because Kelly was 246 in our opener. You have to expect that Kelly's going to be pretty close to that again with the look that she had.
Yep.
I mean, it would have been higher. Kelly had just a shot or two that she didn't execute well on. Otherwise, she would have been in the 260s.
Miss Bear would have been easy 250 there.
Looks like Diana was throwing a couple shots out.
Yeah. It's actually a little further right than I thought she'd be. we'll see if that's just a strategy here in the practice shots and what she's going to do when the match actually starts.
Just try to take a look back at our first match to see exactly where Kelly was playing about midway through our opening game in the stepladder. Looks like getting the ball right out to about, what, 5 or so?
Yeah, about 5 or 6.
Yeah, trying to get probably 15 to 5, something like that. That's what it looked like. It's what Kelly was doing. And we'll see if she comes out and what she does here in this next match. Looks like Kelly's going to start the match on the left lane.
And then on the left lane, Diana will be on the right lane. So momentarily here, we will begin our semifinal match.
Well, as we get started with our semifinal, I want to remind you to please follow the PWBA Tour on social media. We would appreciate your support. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/PWBA Tour. Also on Twitter at PWBA Tour, and now on Instagram. You can find us at PWBA Tour on Instagram as well. So
all over the social media now.
Yeah, we're trying to keep people engaged and up to date with what's going on here on the tour.
All right, bowling fans, here we go. How about a round of applause for our semifinal match? That is
Our tournament director, Damon Sirocco, introduces the players, and we are ready to get started here. Kelly Kulick taking on Diana Zavjalova for the right to bowl, Stefanie Johnson for the title. Awfully quiet in here as we get started, and Kelly blasts that 7-pin out for a strike.
Starting it right back up again this game.
As you would expect. I would think that if Diana can get it going here, we could have a pretty high-scoring game.
I think so, too.
We'll see what Diana decides to do here first frame and where she decides to play. She lined up with her feet pretty much at the big dot in the middle. Going over about 10. Not really hooking the ball too much. Trying to control her ball reaction a little bit. And
she's using a little more surface than Kelly is right now.
She's a little right of where Kelly's at as well on the lane.
Yep.
And we'll see how that plays out. Once again, another one-game match to determine the winner. Let's see Diana's snazzy looking jersey there with the paw prints. I would assume that that is in homage to her little puppy Minnie.
Yep. I got to meet Minnie this week.
He is quite adorable. And Diana snaps out the 10 for the double. And I have a feeling we're in for a bit of a treat here in our semifinal.
Definitely. Share the link, get everybody out here watching. Got some good matches here.
Once again, a nice crowd here at North Rock Lanes. Our thanks to Kathy DeSocio and the staff here, making everything run as good as it possibly could this week.
Yeah, they were great.
Kelly with a double to start. You can tell she is very warm. She's sweating.
It was very warm in the bowling center these last couple days. With the weather so hot outside, it's hard to keep it cool in here.
Yeah, freezing cold in the morning and then warmed up throughout the day.
Warms up as it goes.
You can see Diana a little antsy as well up on the in the settee area. A lot on the line. PWBA title, 10 grand.
Definitely.
Spot in the PWBA Tour Championship as well.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what Kelly does. And she's going to balk. Something. She said, I'll be right back. good rule of thumb. Never let the ball go unless you're 100% sure that
Definitely.
you're ready to do it.
It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, you gotta stop.
You always regret it.
She did the right thing. She came all the way off the approach, reset herself, started her pre-shot routine again. Working on a double.
Ooh.
That one looked a little bit in. Pin rolled around and gave a look at that 9, but didn't get it to go. So Kelly, the first one to blink in this match. So will Diana take advantage here and put a strike on the board to take the lead? So far, both players' ball reaction looking pretty good.
Definitely.
On this tough 38-foot pattern. Diana Zavjalova won the Queens a couple years ago. She's from Latvia, bowled at Weber, and pitches it right. Misses the head pin, leaves the 1-2-8. Bowled collegiately at Weber International, had a very successful collegiate career. Came out of college, won the Queens. Actually won the Queens, I think, the year before she graduated college.
Yeah.
And has won medals in the World Championships and the European Championships for home country of Latvia.
Actually just posted a throwback picture today from 2010 at the World Youth Championships in Helsinki, where Diane and I both medaled.
She was thrilled that you posted
She
that
was
picture. Her hair
so
was
happy.
Her was big back then. Diana trying to clean up this mess here. It's never a comfortable spare to shoot. You don't leave it too often, but a lot of ways to miss it. It's just messy.
It's very easy to miss that spare.
And Diana now trails by a couple of sticks.
See how she bounces back from that.
Diana on Columbia 300 staff. And Kelly is a Storm staffer. You can see the Team C300 logo on the back of Diana's jersey. Looking to regroup here. A little bit more online.
Much better.
It's as simple as she just threw a bad shot
Yep.
in that last frame. That's all it is.
See her come back to Rob and give a look of disgust.
Yeah, still sulking over that third frame shot is Diana, I'm guessing. So here's Kelly, leading by 2 in our second match of the Stepladder. Nice. Looked like Kelly caught a lot of that one, and
She did.
got it out on the lane. Heard a little thud when it hit the lane, and got the strike.
I was curious to see, Diana using a little more surface, playing a little further right of Kelly, how that would affect Kelly's ball reaction, and it doesn't seem to be so far.
And you'll see when Stefanie comes out, I would bet the farm that she will be even farther right of both of them.
Oh, definitely.
She has built her huge lead on the field playing out there, and we'll see when we get to that point where Stefanie plays. But for now, Kelly looking for a double to lead by 12. Snaps up that 10. Good ball reaction for Kelly Kulick once again in this match. Had 246 in the opener.
Kelly's stealing my water.
Well, she's bowling. We're not.
Yeah,
so
that's all right.
we could donate a water to the cause. If you're just tuning in, we're about halfway through our stepladder. I'm Lucas Wiseman, along with Team USA member Brittany Hamilton. This is Diana Zavjalova. Once again, she pitches it a little right on that lane. Not as bad as the last shot, but on that right lane. But
Nobody can seem to find the ball reaction Kelly has in there right now.
Diana suddenly in a little bit of trouble here. Down by a dozen pins. And Kelly's ball reaction once again looking very, very good.
Spare.
You can just tell by the body language that she's pretty disgusted.
Yeah.
That she can't.
Not happy with those shots for sure.
Because I feel like I can tell it. She feels like if she executes, she's going to strike.
Right.
And she just hasn't executed on that right lane the last couple of shots.
She knows she has the look. She's just got to hit the line.
So we bowled 5 frames. Diana down by 12. Half a game to go. Not out of it yet. Gets that one a little high. That one looked like it hooked pretty early.
Yeah.
Not a good sign. Diana a little bit all over the place here in the last few frames. So you get a nice group of the Shocker Camp players sitting in the crowd.
Future stars of the PWBA over there in Bet.
Yeah, lots of young ladies, hopefully being inspired by today's competition.
Definitely.
So the whole goal of the PWBA is to crown champions and inspire young athletes.
Definitely.
So every week we try to organize youth bowlers to come to sit in the front right there so that we can give them a bird's eye view of the competition.
Right. They can picture themselves in this kind of situation in a few years down the road.
Absolutely. All right, Kelly working on a double, looking to extend the lead here. Asking for it to push. And look at the 3-pin fall sideways in front of the 6. That was a little strange.
Kelly definitely got every bit of that one.
That was a lot of 9 right there, and she's probably happy that it is 9.
Can let Diana breathe a little bit.
As you can take a look at the scoreboard. Spare here, and it's still right at 12 pins for Kelly. But yeah, that allows Diana the chance to feel like she's still in the match.
Right.
Strike there, Kelly would have been up by more than 20. Another strike, she's up by 30, and before you know it,
the match is running away.
Yeah.
Stefanie coming down. Check out how this match is going.
That's a smart move. And I don't think she's going to be playing in, so she
don't think she's trying to line herself up.
Probably not trying to line herself up, but you never know. I mean, it's always good to get information.
Yep.
Information never hurts. And plus, she's probably curious to see who she's going to be bowling.
Yep.
And she's been bowling all day. I'm not sure that she probably needs to
continue
get more
to
practice.
throw shots.
Yeah. 7th frame, both players working on spares. That looks pretty good.
Ooh.
And maybe an adjustment is needed here for Kelly. Because I thought she threw that pretty good. It might have been a little in, but we'll see.
Lane's breaking down a little bit. Got a lucky break out of that one.
You're watching the PWBA Wichita Open Stepladder Finals from North Rock Lanes in Wichita, Kansas. Lucas Wiseman and Brittany Hamilton with you on this fine Saturday evening. We're in our semifinal match. Diana Zavjalova against Kelly Kulick.
It's a better shot.
Oh, look at the messenger. I don't even think the messenger was needed. The 6-pin kind of laid on that 10 and took it out. The messenger was just for good measure. That might fire Diana up a little bit. 12-pin match. Could go either way with 3 frames to go. Both players working on a strike.
Lots of frames left right now. Diana could put some pressure on Kelly with doubling up here.
This is a big shot in this match right here. She's down 12. Strike, she cuts it to 2. It's on target. Oh, the 7-pin! Oh, my goodness.
Gosh.
That was 49.999% of the way over, and it just
That almost
didn't
fell
go
over
enough.
twice, I think.
Man, that is just heartbreaking.
That could be a game changer right there. Wow. And just needs to regroup and make sure to pick this spare.
Right, because there's a lot going on in Diana's head right now, and
Oh,
most
yeah.
of it's not positive. And it's really hard to regroup after a shot like that and make the spare, because it's very critical she converts this.
And she does.
Yep. And now she can be disgusted and for just a few seconds, but she needs to regroup, because this match not over yet. But that is a tough, tough
That's a tough
break. I thought it was going to go for sure.
I did
It
too.
was wobbling back and forth. And it just didn't have enough momentum to fall over. Kelly now with a chance to go up by 22 with a strike. You can see where she's standing on the approach. Just left of the big dot.
She's crossing about 15 at the arrows.
That's in.
And again.
Yep. She had been getting it out to about 5. That was closer to about 9 at the rangefinder there. And if you miss by 4 boards left on this pattern at the break point, it's not going to hold.
Your misses this week wanted to be right.
Exactly right. You
Missing
could not miss
left was, there was not much room to miss left.
And once again, that keeps Diana in the match.
Yes.
No trouble on the spare for Kelly. You can see the scoreboard at the bottom of your screen. Still a 12-pin lead. It seems like we've been stuck at 12 for a while. Kelly Kulick has the advantage with 2 frames left, and both players working on spares. Foundation frame, Kelly Kulick. You can see Diana practicing her arm swing off to the left there, trying to stay loose. She knows some critical shots are coming. Here's a critical shot for Kelly Kulick to set it up for the 10th.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That 7-pin does not want to fall in that lane.
Is that 7-pin glued to the deck?
Wow.
Holy smokes. Back-to-back 7-pins on that lane for these players. That was a pretty good shot, too. Now her lead is 11. Let's go through some max score scenarios for you here. Kelly can max at 226.
227.
227 and with the spare. And Diana can max at 226.
Yeah.
So this could be very, very close. If Diana strikes out 9th and 10th, she'll force Kelly to double.
It's a good score. Double. Actually, you get all 3 in the
Get all
10th.
3,
You win
exactly.
by 1.
Depending on count.
Right.
So we'll see what happens here. But I think that if Diana wants to win this match, she probably needs to put 4 strikes on the board here, 9th and 10th.
Definitely. Put as much pressure as she can on Kelly.
It's an intense semifinal here in Wichita.
Looks like a good shot.
Beautiful
One.
strike for Zavjalova. And now the critical 10th frame. Rob Gottschall telling her to take her time. She made a great shot on this lane last frame.
Yep. That 7-pin was just about over. Decided to stay standing.
So she once again needs to make a good shot here on this lane. Forget about what happened last time. Chances are if she puts it in the same place, it's going to strike.
Yep.
She needs 3 strikes here in the 10th frame. That would force Kelly Kulick to get all 3 in the 10th to win by 1. Looks pretty good.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, and a ring 10. Diana can't believe it. Wow. She put it right where it needed to be. If
Yeah.
it was off, it wasn't off by very much.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good shot. Diana going to be at 206 as a max score now.
That would force Kelly to
Mark.
open.
Yeah,
Well,
Kelly,
yes,
Kelly
to
goes
mark.
9 out. She's at 205.
Yeah. An important shot here because you never know.
Yeah, needs to get all 10 here on the fill. Does get all 10 on the fill. 206 for Diana.
Probably wants that 8th frame back, that wiggling 7 pin.
Yeah, if she strikes there, it's a whole different ball game, isn't it?
See if Kelly can make that adjustment here.
Still needs a mark. Kelly needs a mark for the win. Comes up light. The 7 falls backwards, and that's enough for Kulick. But she breathes a little sigh of relief right there. And she doesn't even need another pin, so now Kelly can consider doing a little bit of a fact-finding mission here on these last 2 shots, as she is good to go here. And she will bowl Stefanie Johnson for the title. Good match. Not as high scoring as I thought it might be. But both players bowling clean games.
Those are very well executed games for the most part. Down the stretch, a couple bad breaks for both players.
Kelly going to be in the 2 teams.
All right, both guys have a round of applause for Kelly Kulick. She will advance to our championship match. She will take Stefanie Johnson. What a great game. Third place finish for Diana Zavjalova this week. Great bowling, Diana.
Great bowling by Diana Zavjalova as she finishes 3rd.
I have a feeling that is not the last time we'll see Diana in a stepladder this summer.
I think you're right.
Kelly trying a different ball there.
So 216, 206 your final. Kelly Kulick defeats Diana Zavjalova in our semifinal. Our championship match is coming up next, as Stefanie will come on the lanes for 6 balls of practice, 3 on each lane. We'll step away for a moment, but be back with the start of our championship match momentarily here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame.
If we could have Kathy DeSocio please come up here on lane 25 real quick. We have a little something for you. Our proprietor this week, Kathy. Jason Thomas is presenting a Miller Lite ball that is autographed by many of the PWBA bowlers and the participants. Kathy, thank you for your commitment to PWBA and pro bowling. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, bowling fans, that was it. Last warm-up shot there. Here we go. This is our championship match in this year's PWBA Wichita Open. Our tournament leader, Stefanie Johnson versus Kelly Kulick. How about a round of applause for our professionals? Ladies, good luck. Pick a favorite, cheer them on to victory.
All right, practice is over, and we are ready to get rolling here with our championship match at the PWBA Wichita Open. I'm Lucas Wiseman of Bowl TV, joined by Team USA's Brittany Hamilton, as we are prepared to begin. And it looks like Stefanie has chosen to start the match on the left lane,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Different than the other ones.
So she will start on the left lane.
We'll see a different extreme.
Yes.
Stefanie bowling now.
Stefanie has absolutely dominated this tournament, and that is no there's not even a strong enough word to use to dominate.
She's actually
She's in of where she
a
has
little-
been. Very interesting.
a little further in than I thought.
We saw Stefanie, she just camped out, kind of right up 5, almost pointing the
Yeah.
ball up, and now she's a little bit inside of that. That's very interesting
Yeah.
to me. We'll see how it pays off,
Right.
if it pays off.
Looks
or,
good that first shot.
Or if it backfires. I guess we'll find out
Yeah.
soon enough, won't we? So Kelly, who has looked really strong in the first two matches of this stepladder, she has not changed balls, and in fact her ball actually still looks pretty good.
Maybe Stefanie trying to play a little bit more where Kelly's getting her ball out to. I don't know. So we'll see how that works for her.
All right, so both players with strikes to start. Looks good. And it is another strike for Kelly Kulick.
So a good start yet again. That's been key so far. The last match, Kelly's big start was key to that win.
Yeah, she's bowled well at the start of the matches. A great crowd on hand here at North Rock Lanes in Wichita. All the bleachers are filled up and got some side lane seating as well. Stefanie back-to-back strikes.
She's still straighter up the lane than anybody else this week for the most part.
Yeah, she's still right of the traffic on this pair for the most part on this
Right.
in this stepladder, but
Not as far as she had been earlier.
definitely not. We'll talk a little bit about what Stefanie did in match play here. She went 14-2
That is almost unheard of.
in her match play. That is a lot of bonus pins.
She averaged probably close to 240 a match. Whoa.
Kind of fell off the shot a little bit there, left at 10.
Yeah, Stefanie average had to be close to 240 in her match play games today.
Yeah, we can figure that out real quick. They bowled 16 games in match play. She went 1870, and she went 1874. Very consistent between the two blocks. And we divide that by 16, and we get 234.
234.
So a very strong average for Stefanie Johnson today in match play as she shoots the 10-pin now. It's one of those situations where Stefanie led the tournament by almost 400 pins.
Yeah.
You kind of almost root for her to win the tournament when you have a player who dominates by
Yeah.
that much.
You don't see that very often,
But
having a plus score of 1,100.
Exactly. But I can promise you that Kelly Kulick has no sympathy. And
No.
she will.
Kelly does not have that in her mind whatsoever.
No. She wants this title pretty desperately. Double to start for our PWBA spokesperson. Messenger
Just in
misses.
front.
That pin was doing a little dance before it got over to that 10 and went just in front of it.
You know, women don't get those messengers very often, so when they don't hit the pin, it's very sad.
We're going to be all tied up. And Kelly converts this spare. That was a pretty brutal messenger to have missed
Yeah.
right there. I mean, that was a great shot. She cleans it up. On the next frame, you could see, you couldn't see it, but she did a little motion with her hands, just, you know, it's over, move on, next frame. Don't even worry about it. The pin, we just got to look at it on our screen. The pin, the messenger was almost standing up as it went across the lane. Fourth frame all tied up.
Ooh,
Little high, gets the 4 to go forward.
trips that 4.
And a strike for Kelly in the fourth. Kind of gets repaid after that bad break last frame where she had the messenger miss.
Yeah.
Now Stefanie's turn. Stefanie's standing, where's she at? She is at about 13 with her feet, yep. You can see it on the camera angle there.
She's
Ball.
crossing about 11 at the arrows compared to Kelly, probably around 15, 16 at the arrows.
So we are as even as it gets. Both players with a double 9 spare strike to start our championship match here in Wichita.
We weren't kidding. This is going to be a good one here.
It is. This is our number 1 seed versus our number 3 seed coming into our stepladder. Stefanie Johnson leading the tournament by 359 pins and looking to take home the title here. Nice shot.
Nice light mixer there.
Looks like Kelly's going to take a re-rack. Take a look at the scoreboard. You can see that we're pretty even. That double gives Stefanie a 10-pin lead for the moment, but if Kelly strikes again, we'll be back to even.
Stefanie was the runner-up last week in Lubbock.
Yeah, she lost to Jazriel Tan in a pretty tough championship match
Yeah,
that went
very
down to
high
the wire.
scoring.
This is shaping up to be pretty high scoring as well, the way things are looking early on here. Good shot by Kelly.
The 10 out that time.
Back to even after 5. Once again, a PWBA Tour title on the line, along with $10,000. And in addition to that, a spot, guaranteed spot in the PWBA Tour Championship event in September. And that's an event that only 16 players will qualify for.
Right.
And the finals will be on CBS Sports Network for that event. Live finals from the International Training and Research Center in Arlington, Texas. So Kelly looking to take a 10-pin lead with another strike for 3 in a row. She threw that very aggressively, but it was a little left.
Yeah.
Almost wonder if she got a little quick on that one and kind of muscled it a little bit.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know.
didn't seem to.
Didn't look. It was not her best effort. Let's put it that way. Just has to regroup. Make the spare. But right now, sitting on the bench, Stefanie takes the lead by a couple of sticks. Ooh, a little potential trouble there for Kelly, but she covers it up.
Never a doubt. Never a doubt on that one.
So now it's Stefanie's turn to try to take control of this match in these next couple of frames. Strikes here, she's up 12. Strike again in the 7th, she's up 22, and she'll be in
very good
good shape.
It's got a hook.
Comes up a light 2-pin, keeps it very close. Spare here, she's up by 1. Stefanie, you can see the hammer logo on the bottom of her jersey on the hammer staff. And you can see in the distance the Kegel logo on that sign there. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider of the PWBA Tour. Our thanks to them for making sure that we have perfect lane conditions from a technical standpoint. It may not be perfect for the bowlers, depending on how you match up.
Yeah. The patterns have been
they've been very fair.
Very good
Yeah, they've
so
done
far this summer.
Kegel has done a great job selecting the patterns and having a nice variety over the first 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We have had very temperate scores. We haven't had big, huge scores. It's been
right. It
been
allows
pretty
for
good.
a lot of action to kind of happen as the cut line is coming up, and players kind of jumping all over the place. One big game, and you're really right back in the hunt again.
And our championship match here could not get much closer. 1-pin lead for Stefanie Johnson.
It's good.
Good shot. 10-pin. Crowd on the edge of their seats here. We are back to even again. Take a look at the scoreboard. We're in the 7th frame of our championship match here at the PWBA Wichita Open. Just a few frames to go and we'll know our champion this week. No problem on the spare.
See if Kelly can make some adjustments here.
Next week, PWBA and PBA join forces for the Strike Against Cancer Mixed Doubles. That'll be in Houston. You can watch all the action right here on Extra Frame next weekend. PWBA Tour competition kicks off again in 2 weeks from Topeka.
This looks a little right.
So we're back to a 1-pin lead for Stefanie. Got off to a pretty hot start the first 5 frames for both players, and since then it's cooled off a little
A
bit.
little bit. Just not getting the ball to go through the pins quite the right way to get them all to fall.
Kelly covers it up, and Brittany, it feels very intense in here right now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's very tense.
Very tense. It's a
Everybody-
one-pin match.
Yeah, I mean, it's very close. And the players look very, very focused.
Yes, crowd is very quiet.
You're almost, you're just waiting for a moment to happen where the energy is just going to burst loose out of this bowling center. It's going to come eventually. It looks pretty solid at the 10-pin. We're hitting a little transition here,
Yeah,
it looks
hitting
like.
a little flat. She
Yep.
finally got that ball right there on that left lane. It's just not finishing quite like it was before.
And that's not exactly what you want to see in the 8th frame of a championship match. Because a flat 10 like that usually would mean some sort of an adjustment, either a ball change, maybe catch a little more at the bottom. And I would guess that she might just try to tweak it with her release hand position kind of stuff.
And this late in the game, you don't want to switch balls,
Right.
even if that's probably what should happen.
If this was match play or qualifying, you'd probably make a ball change, but with 2 frames to go, it's awfully hard.
Yeah,
It would be a gutsy move
yeah.
to make some
I'm sure
change
Kelly
like
has
that.
a lot of tricks up her sleeve. She'll.
She's talking to Jim Callahan down there. Kelly, that's a sign that she's nervous and worried about her
Trying to figure
reaction.
something out.
Trying to talk about it, and it looks like they have come up with a game plan. Stefanie, meanwhile,
it's in a little.
packs them all back for the strike. The crowd's starting to get a little fired up here with just a couple of frames to go.
Stefanie really liked that one.
She's up 2. And if she strikes here, she controls her destiny no matter what Kelly does.
Yes.
So this is the critical shot of the match thus far for Stefanie Johnson. As a bowler, you want to be able to control your destiny. You don't want
Absolutely.
to have to rely on somebody else to give you a chance. Stefanie has that chance if she can strike right here in the 9th.
Little right.
Needs the hook. 7-pin goes late. And Stefanie Johnson with the big double puts herself up by 12.
Somebody finally got that 7-pin to fall in that left lane.
Yes, they did. It's been a tough pin to get out. And now a tremendous amount of pressure on Kelly Kulick to punch out here in the 9th
Yes,
and the 10th.
definitely.
Max scores for Stefanie Johnson, it's 247. For Kelly Kulick, it's 235.
Yep. Striking out forces Stefanie to get the first strike in the 10th.
So here we go, 9th frame for Kelly. Good shot. She buries it for the strike in the 9th. And we got ourselves a ball game here with going into the 10th frame.
This is what it's all about, this championship match here.
This is why the PWBA Tour is back for moments like we're about to
Exactly.
see. Let's take a look at our scoreboard. You can see the max scores, 247 for Stefanie, 235 for Kelly. Everything riding in this 10th frame. All the pressure on Kelly to step up here and deliver a double in the 10th to put the pressure on Stefanie.
Oh, no.
Oh, she pitched it right.
Oh, wow.
Got a handful of it and gets the strike. Wow, did she catch a mittful of that
Yes,
one?
she did.
Because she got it right and she had a lot on that ball. Gets the double.
Caught the break on that one. Now it's time to take advantage.
This is another big shot.
Kelly has waited a long time for this tour to be back. I'm sure she was dreaming of moments like this.
here we go. Second shot in the 10th. Looking to put the pressure on Stefanie Johnson.
Needs a push.
Oh, she gets it left and leaves the
Now
4-6-7.
Forces Stefanie to mark.
So that's going to put Kelly, if she gets 2 here, at 221. And Stefanie needs a mark.
Mark and high count.
Yep. So a disappointing finish here for Kelly.
Kelly just kind of struggled on that left lane there.
221 for Kelly. And now Stefanie needs a mark. Mark would put her, 9 spare strike would put her at 226.
Yep.
So she needs good count in addition to the mark. If she strikes, it's over.
It's over.
She wins. The moment we've been waiting for all week is right here for Stefanie Johnson.
Looks like a good shot.
And Stefanie Johnson delivers the strike. First shot in the 10th. And she's going to win the PWBA Wichita Open.
Stefanie struggling to hold those emotions together.
She led this tournament all day long today with a spectacular performance in match play, leading the tournament by almost 400 pins. And now she steps up and she takes the title.
I can only imagine the emotions going through Stefanie right now. Coming back from last week's disappointing loss in the championship match to
another strike, and Stefanie Johnson is your champion here this week in Wichita. She's fighting it. She's fighting to hold back the tears there.
Those tears are right on the verge of coming out.
They are. She is absolutely thrilled after the disappointing finish last week. She comes out here and she takes the title.
She ran the field over today.
She did. She deserved to win based on her performance
Yes.
today in match play. And Stefanie is headed home to Chris and Levi with a trophy and a check and a spot on the PWBA Tour Championship. Congratulations. Stefanie gets the big hug from Rob Gottschall. 247 to 221 is your final score.
Yes, congratulations to Stefanie. Amazing bowling today. Absolutely amazing.
What a great stepladder finals as we will now do our...
There's Levi.
Nope, yep, Levi's here. There he is. Giving Mom the hug.
Stephanie's doing a little baby stuff over there.
Levi with a smile on his face. He's so cute.
All right, so now our trophy presentation.
Trophy for you. There you go. Congratulations, Stefanie. Thank you.
On behalf of North Rock Lanes, we'd like to congratulate Stefanie on a tremendous win. You led by lots of pins for the last block, so we are really proud of you and congratulations.
Let's hear a few words from Stefanie here.
All right, Stefanie, a couple of questions for you. First of all, how do you feel here?
Amazing. Thank you, North Rock Lanes, for having us. Your hospitality has been phenomenal. Without you guys, we wouldn't have this tour, so kudos to everybody that helped. All the volunteers have been awesome, so thank you.
One more question for you. Last week, you finished second. This week, first. A little vindication there?
No, just good shot making, I guess. I couldn't do it without the best bowling balls on the market. My track paradox is awesome. Thank you to Vice and High Five. It's been awesome.
All right, congratulations, Stefanie. Great bowling. Our champion here in Wichita on North Rock Lanes. Congratulations. Bowling fans, that will do it for us.
So congratulations to Stefanie Johnson, our champion here this week in Wichita. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have a lot of action here for you on Extra Frame from the PWBA this summer. Brittany Hamilton, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck at the doubles next weekend.
Thank you.
And I'm Lucas Wiseman. Thanks for watching us here on Extra Frame, the PWBA Tour on social media. Make sure you follow us, and we will see you in 2 weeks for the Topeka event. Thank you very much, and have a good night, everybody.